Hey everyone, my name is Per.
My name is Greg.
And today we will be talking about the latest release of Tabular Editor 3. So, Greg, we have a lot of exciting stuff on the plate for today.
Absolutely.
Just before we kick off, let's quickly do some practicalities. We have guys sitting on the chat, so if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask the chat. Also, if you experience any technical issues during the webinar, which is live, by the way, then also feel free to write that on the chat, and we'll try to assist you as the best way possible that we can. Also, the webinar will be recorded, so right after we finish recording, we will actually send it out to you guys so you can see it on demand. Yeah.
And just the note, make sure to use the questions feature for asking questions, and we'll curate those and moderate them and answer them at the end.
Yes, exactly. And also we will be having two quick polls during the webinar. They will be available in the bottom right corner. So also remember to use those and give us feedback in regards to the questions that we ask. It's has a high value to us that we get to kind of like interact with the community. So what's on the plate for today?
Well, we've got a few things. We're going to talk about how we work on Tabular Editor, what we do to continue enhancing it, and also bring new features to the tool. We're going to talk about a few of those features, both enhancements and new things that we've got in the October release that we've picked out, and also some of the things we're looking forward to, things that have been in development that we've been working on, that other members of the team have been working on. And then, like I said, at the end, we'll have some time to answer questions that you've asked throughout the webinar.
Yes, sure. And one of the things that we mentioned in regards to these quick polls that will kind of like pop up during the webinar is the fact that we really encourage you guys within the community to give us feedback. So just a kind of like a quick slide and a quick introduction to how we work at Tabular Editor. So we are really kind of like needing your input in regards to raising feature requests. If you have any ideas, if you stumble into bugs or just have questions, feel free to reach us. We have a GitHub discussion forum that you can use for the purpose. There's also should also be a link within the chat for the discussion forum. And getting your feedback and getting the feedback from the community actually enables us to build even a better product, to make Tabular Editor 3 even better than it is already, right, Greg?
Yeah, absolutely. And some of the ways that we do that is really through our continuous improvement process. And this is where we look at the tool, and we always look at what's coming in semantic models, what is Microsoft releasing, and we make sure that we offer new features and support for new Microsoft features as soon as they're available. So we shipped production support for DAX UDFs and enhanced time intelligence.
0 day.
Yeah, as soon as they were available from Microsoft. But we also go and look through the tool and identify things that we can improve in features that already exist, because we want to make sure that we continue to offer you efficiency and improvements to workflows that you're able to use the tool for.
And that's actually something we will also be covering today, because some of the kind of like highlights that we have decided to include within the webinar today will both be new features, but will also be enhancements to already existing and actually old features. And bug fixes as well. So I think we'll be touching upon pretty much every aspect of the release in regards to new features and bug fixes and enhancement as well.
Yeah.
So first small quick poll is for you guys to actually let us know what type of webinars you would like us to do in the future. And type of webinars could be on-demand webinars, they could be hands-on webinars. Just feel free to kind of like give us input in regards to how you would like us to do the webinars in the future. Of course, we will continue doing these kind of webinars. So the release webinars, this is actually the first, it's a premiere. So this is the kind of like first that we do live for a release of Tabular Editor 3. So, and we will continue to do those, but let us know what you would like us to do.
Yeah, we want to do as many of these as we can.
Exactly. Now back to kind of like the main topic of today, the key highlights from the latest release of Tabular Editor 3, the October release.
Yeah.
And we have a lot on the agenda for today. We have kind of like selected or want to highlight 6 different features or enhancements that we've been working on, and that was released during the October release. And Greg and I will kind of like switch back and forth between those. There are a lot more kind of like under the hood in regards to not only these features or enhancements. There's also things like support for visual calculations and so on and so forth. So do feel free, or we encourage you to go ahead and look at the release notes, but also look at our blog post covering the latest release. And there are actually blog posts on every release that we've been doing so far on Tabular Editor 3. So use those release blogs for kind of like getting a little bit more insights into what has been released.
Yeah.
So first item, Greg, is the UDF usability improvement. So let's switch to your screen.
Yeah. So this is kind of a mix of new and also already an iterative improvement. Like we said, we shipped support for UDFs day 0. As soon as they were supported by Microsoft, they were supported in Tabular Editor. But we've already come up with a few things to make them more usable and allow you to be more efficient in working with DAX UDFs. So you might have a model with a lot of different functions in them. And one of the things that is already an established best practice is to use these periods as namespaces so that you can group common measures or common functions together. And right now, that just lets you sort them together. All of these things with random as the first part of the name go together. What we've introduced is a new namespace functionality, which will group these based on those period-separated names. So when I toggle this feature, now we see that these are grouped together. So we've got all of the compare functions are grouped together, and then all of my different random functions are grouped together in this namespace. And however many levels are in that namespace, however many periods you've got to separate those parts, that's how many levels you'll get as you expand these out. And when you select one of the top levels, this is actually just like selecting multiple functions at the same time, as if you had shift-clicked or control-clicked on those.
Very nice, Greg. Also important to mention that we don't touch anything in regards to the UDFs. This is kind of like just a visual representation of the UDF in namespace wise.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you can see that the full name of one of these functions is still that period separated string. This is just that visualization to show them grouped together and give you a better experience exploring them.
Yeah.
And
cool.
Yeah, and another place where we've improved that experience is in C# scripts. So that namespace is now also exposed on the function object, and we've given you a selected function object here in the C# script. So you can work on whatever function you've got selected, and then you can grab the namespace off of that. And so this namespace is just whatever we are showing in the Tom Explorer there, and you can then get that. And I'll just show a quick output of that, and that'll show for this random.below.int. When I run this script, it will show me just the namespace of this selected function, random.below. And we can also do more interesting things with functions. Because we've got that selected object in the C# script, we can do something like where we loop over all of the functions that we've got selected. And then we can do something with those functions. And so if we look at these random functions, we see that all of them have 2 different pairs. They've got a float version and an integer version. And then those are grouped at this sublevel based on what kind of random function it is. But I actually want to rearrange those names. And I want to actually put the type first and then the kind of random function it is afterward. And so what I can do is loop over all of these, and I can get the parts of the name. And that'll just be splitting on the period because this is just a string. And now I've got this array of those 3 parts for each of these. And what I want to do is set the name to be a rearrangement of the existing name parts. And so what I'll do is I'll make a new string here, and I'll say that I still want these all grouped as random functions. So I'll take that first part. And then I want the second part of the name to actually be the type, so the integer or the float. And so I'll grab that last component of the name. And then I want the final component in this new name to be the kind of random function that it is. And so I'll grab what was the middle part and make that the final part here. And then when I run this script, we'll watch over on the right and we'll see all of these rename. So I'll just run this, and we see now that these are grouped by the type. And then we've got the kind of random function grouped under.
That is cool, Greg.
Yeah.
And imagine a scenario where you had, let's say you imported a library of 100 different UDFs that you needed to kind of like rename or do whatever. We can script that.
Yeah.
and do it within seconds.
Yeah, everything that you know and all the ways that you can use existing TOM objects, we're making sure that these new things are supported in exactly the same way. And I think you've got a little bit more to show us about functions.
Yes, I do. And actually, we could take a step back in regards to the UDFs, because for those of you who don't know UDFs, there is also something called the DAX lib. So let's take a look at the DAX lib. So what the DAX lib is, it's actually an open source library of, you could call it a hub for your UDFs. So, and it's an open source library that has been created by the great guys at SQL BI. So it works just like NuGet. For those of you who are familiar and working with the application development, so on and so forth, been working inside Visual Studio, you know that you have the NuGet package manager, where you can kind of like drag in encapsulated logic from different libraries on the internet. So it works the same way. It just have a library of user-defined functions that you can go ahead and use. And what it actually benefits is that it minimizes the kind of like the risk of making mistakes, because you can utilize your DAX libraries across all of your semantic models, across all of your different development teams, and never ever having to kind of like have two versions of a specific function. So I want to show you shortly the DAX lib, but before going into demo, we also want to introduce you to the DAX package manager, which is actually extending the DAX lib that we have from daxlib.org. So the package manager is actually just another way of adding those libraries of UDFs into your semantic models. Instead of using the Power BI desktop, you would have to use Tabular Editor. And it provides the same logic as the package manager does for NuGet in Visual Studio. So you can easily browse for your favorite libraries, search for libraries, add those libraries, upgrade them when new versions arrive in the daxlib.org open source project, and also delete them again if you want to. You are still able to kind of like manipulate with those imported libraries and UDFs. You'll just get a warning that, hey, you're trying to update a already existing one that you modified. You do want to override. I'll show you that. So let's jump into a quick demo. So here I am on the daxlib.org website. So I can go ahead and browse packages, and let me navigate to bashi.svg. And as you can see, we have the option to add it to Power BI. So this is how we can import a library into our semantic model using Power BI Desktop. So if we click on that button, we just say copy, and then we go to our Power BI Desktop, and we paste in the Timble code into the Timble view, and then we click apply. When we apply that Timble script, we can actually see, if we go to the model view, we can see that we now have functions from the Bashi SVG chip. It's a single function. We don't have the namespaces within Power BI Desktop as we do in Tabular Editor 3. And I also have three other sample functions from the DAX lib. So let's jump to Tabular Editor. And as you can see, inside our functions, we have the Bashi. I'm connected to the same Power BI Desktop model, by the way. So we are kind of like seeing the same model, but in two different views. I can go ahead and delete that one as well. So let's look at the new option in regards to adding these DAX libraries. So in view, you can select the DAX package manager. This will bring up a new view with the DAX package manager. And as you can see, we also have the Bashi SVD. I removed that one just previously, but let's install it. And as you can see, it pretty easily installs. We don't have to copy paste anything. So it's just kind of like one click in order to get that one in.
And they're all there under that.
They are all there. Exactly. And as you can see, the Bashi is here, the DAX lib is here. Actually, the DAX lib, if we look at that, go into updates, you can see that the DAX lib is on an old version.
Okay.
So something that happened, I want to update that one. Just again, one click, I'm able to update it. And this time it actually warns me the fact that I have changed my func number 3. So my function 3 has been changed. I did custom changes to that one. So it just warns me whether or not I want to update that specific function using some of the changes I did. I know it was a bug fix I did. So, okay, let's override it with the new version. There we go. Now we're up to date. And you can always kind of like downgrade or upgrade depending on your needs.
Awesome.
And you also showed the script manager. So what I also want to show you is the possibility to actually, let's say, take the DAXlib format, import that one. And as you can see, we have format strings here as well. If I take the convert. So right now I'm installing a lot of libraries pretty easily, pretty fast.
Yeah.
So inside the convert, there are a lot of different DAX functionality or UDFs that can converts, for example, acres to square meters to acres, and so on and so forth. Let's jump into our DAX query, and then what you'll see is that we actually have documentation right inside the DAX query editor. So you can actually see that, hey, we need to add a square meter. We need to add kind of like an area that needs to be converted. So if we do that, you can see that we can just save the model, easily view this one. And if we were to change anything inside the specific function, it will also immediately reflect in our DAX result.
Awesome.
Yeah. So pretty cool. And again, now I have added a lot of different functions, and you can see all these libraries have been kind of like piling up. So also to show you how quickly we can remove those again, just by simply clicking.
Yeah, quick and easy.
Quick and easy. So, Greg, let's turn to you.
Yeah. So this is another area, a long-standing feature, the best practice analyzer. This is something that's been in Tabular Editor since the very earliest days of Tabular Editor 2. And it's a hugely powerful feature for making sure that you're following best practices, making sure that you've got rules that allow you to say, what should your models look like? What is the best way to build a model for your organization? And there are a couple of components of the best practice analyzer. There's all of the individual rules, and those rules have code to search for things that don't meet the pattern or don't meet the practice. But there's also a feature that some rules have that allow a fix, and that's an automatic fix. And you may have seen this in the right click on best practice analyzer rule. Sometimes it's grayed out and sometimes it's available, this generate fix script and this apply fix. These are things that can automatically fix certain best practice analyzer violations. So this is an inactive relationship that's never actually used in a use relationship function. So we don't need it in the model. It exists, but it's never used. And so I could double click on it, and then I could go to the object in the Tom Explorer, and I could do something to manually fix that. But what we've got now is an enhancement to the rule editor. So if I go and look at the rules and I find this inactive relationship rule, what I'll see is that I can edit this. And this is all features that already existed. This is how you would manage your best practice analyzer rules. But there is also this fix expression. This is the new part. We didn't ever have an editor for this before, but it was available in the JSON. So any of the rules that have an automatic fix, that was added manually in JSON by the author. But now we've got this, that you can just write a short snippet, exactly the method that you would call on the object if you were fixing it in a C# script. And in this case, an unused relationship, I just want to get rid of it. And so the method I would call on the relationship is delete. And so I just add that little snippet, I click OK, and I click OK. And now this rule is updated. And when I right click, it's got this generate fix script and this apply fix button. They're not grayed out anymore. And so when I click apply fix, it will automatically do that action, and we'll see that it deletes that relationship. It's now gone. And if we had 1 or 100 relationships that matched that pattern, the apply fix would apply to all of them that I had selected. So this is a really easy way to make the best practice analyzer a little bit more actionable and a little bit more automated. So like I said, this is one of our oldest features in Tabular Editor, but we still find ways to improve it, ways to make it a little bit easier to use.
Really nice, Greg.
Yeah,
really nice.
I'll turn it back over to you.
Thanks. So I would like to talk a little bit about the usability updates that we've done for the enhanced time intelligence, which was also something that was released in Power BI together with the UDFs. So this enabled us to create custom calendars that we can use for example, week-based time intelligence. So what we've done is we have improved the usability for the custom calendars. And one of the things that we've changed or added is the possibility to toggle the calendars, so hide them or show them within the Tom Explorer. Right now, I don't have any calendars. I have a date table right here, but I don't have any custom calendars. What we've also done is we have added the possibility to use, you showed the select object for the functions.
Yeah.
We also have that now for the calendars, and I'll show you in a short while. So what we would like to do is actually create a new custom calendar. Because of the fact, one thing I forgot to mention is if we jump to our DAX query and say we want to, let's say we want to create a measure or evaluate something that uses a custom calendar or uses some of these weekly based time intelligence functions, we have actually added a small tooltip to those functions if they do not kind of like, if they won't work because of the fact that you're missing a week time unit. So let me just quickly do a small evaluate. And as you can see, we're using the new week-based time intelligence function called total week to date. And before the tooltip disappeared, you can see that it says that the model does not currently contain a calendar with a week time unit mapping. So in order to for us to use this specific function, we need to have a custom calendar with a week. So how do we do that? Well, Greg, I know you did some videos which are also available on our blog posts, and so find them in there or find us on YouTube. But you did some videos actually explaining how to utilize these custom calendar features as well, right?
Yeah, I showed how to manually build one.
Exactly, and that was by right-clicking and then say create and then say calendar, right? So you did that manually.
Yeah.
But we can also do it using script. So let's quickly bring up the script editor, and then once again I'll just done a little bit of pre-baking. I'm not as good at typing as Greg is. So what I did is I pre-baked this one. It's a small script. What it will do is it will actually just iterate the tables that we have, identify if whether or not it is a timetable, and then for each of these tables, we will create a weekly calendar, custom calendar, and this will have different mappings in regards to calendar year, week, and date. So if we run this one, you will actually see that calendars have now been added under the date table.
Awesome. That's a great way to use the same calendar in every model.
Exactly. And let's say you had 10 different tables that were type time, data category time. You can actually just run the script and it'll create that custom calendar underneath for you.
Awesome.
Also, a custom calendar doesn't have to be on a timetable anyway.
Right.
So, and as you can see, the toggle switch up here actually hides and shows that specific or those calendars. So that was one thing. Another thing that was in regards to utilizing the selected object. So let's create a new script window, and then I'll just paste in another snippet as well. So what we do is we simply just identify the calendars that we have selected. That could be one or more. Right now, I only have a single one. And then what it does is simply just replaces that postfix of calendar, so that it will remove the calendar word from each of these custom calendars. Running that one fixes it immediately. Again, if you only have one calendar, it can easily be done manually. If you have 10 calendars or something like that, having the scripting really automate things and minimizes the possibility of you doing something wrong. Exactly. So that was it for the custom calendar usability enhancements. And Greg, what do you have on your plate now?
Yeah, so we've seen TMDL used for importing those DAXlib measures, or sorry, those DAXlib functions. And TMDL scripts are getting a lot more usage as ways to share pieces of models around. And while we think that Tabular Editor doesn't really, we've got a UI for everything that you might want to edit about the model, and C# scripts to programmatically edit it. TMDL as a serialization format, though, is very useful for moving things around or sharing across different models, like we saw. And so what we can do is we can actually export TMDL from anything in the tabular model. So right now I've got this demo measures table that holds a bunch of measures that I like to use, and I might want to save those or share them in some way. And what I can do is I can actually go to this export TMDL. And what I can do is I can select whether it goes to a clipboard or to a file. And what I'll show is just taking this measures TMDL into a file. And then we can look at that within this temporary directory. I've got this measures TMDL, and I can just open that up really quickly. I'll just use Notepad to show it, but this is the TMDL showing exactly those measures from my measures table. And I could then take this, I could save it somewhere or share it with a peer who needs to use these as well. But we can also much more easily use them. We were looking at a bunch of functions earlier. And so I want to take these random functions that I've been working on, and I've gotten this nice namespace. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to have these available in one of my semantic models. So instead of to a file, I'll extract these or export these to my clipboard. And then I've got copied into the clipboard some functions. And what I can do is I can come over to this semantic model. And what I'll do is I'll make a new TMDL script. I'll paste in. So this was in my clipboard. I just used Control-V to paste. And within Power BI Desktop, all we need to do is give this little create or replace. And then we can just tab over. And then we've got a TMDL script that we can run. And this will actually run and update or create all of the functions that I just copied out of Tabular Editor. And now I've got them in this Power BI model. So again, a very useful way to take something that you've worked on and then export that in a more reusable way that you can apply across different tools.
Really cool. And it also enables you to kind of like build an organizational library of your UDFs, right? And then share that across the organization internally, not exposing it in the DAX lib.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of going online, it could be in your local share, it could be in your local GitHub repository, your private GitHub repository. It could be anywhere that you might want to share that across your organization.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Very nice, Greg.
Yeah, I'll give it back over to you.
Thanks. So we're back at on my laptop right now and in Tabular Editor. And what I want to show you is some of the improvements that we've done to some kind of the existing functionality within Tabular Editor. So that is in regards to the pivot grid. So opening up the pivot grid, we have always had the kind of like the field list option up here, but what we changed it to being a toggle instead. So you can easily hide and remove that field list. That is one of the things. And also previously there was kind of like a bug, so to speak, where the state of the show empty values on columns and on rows weren't kept when you saved the pivot grid. So that wasn't honored when you open it up again. It didn't save that state. We have added it to the pivot grid file, so it also contains information in regards to your selection of empty values on columns and empty values on rows. Also, another thing we did on the pivot grid was in regards to a small issue where you could sometimes experience the application to freeze. That was when you had to refresh a pivot grid, and while refreshing, you started to add new meshes, new rows, new columns, so on and so forth. So kind of like adding to the pivot grid while it was refreshing, that would actually make the application freeze. So you will have to shut it down and open it up again. So of course it's in regards to usability. We fixed that. So what we do right now is we actually disable some of the options, both on the right-click menu, on the tables and meshes, etc., but also some of the buttons at the top toolbar. We disable those during refresh and then enable them again once the refresh is done. So that's also an example of how we can like cater for some of these old features that could use a little bit of a brushing up. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. So that was actually what we had in regards to new features, enhancements, and so on and so forth. And now we want to talk a little bit about the future.
Yeah,
so what excites us the most, Greg? And actually, we created some top picks of our own. And Greg, I think I see you're first in regards to what you are most excited about.
Yeah, so a couple of things that I'm really interested in. Some of these have been teased or spoken about and demoed before, and One of them is what I've been working on, actually. It's called the Semantic Bridge. It's a new feature we're developing, and it's not in the tool yet, but we expect to have it in our next release. And like the name says, it's a bridge. It allows you to cross between different places. We've got semantic models in Fabric, in Power BI, in the analysis services model. That's Microsoft's Tabular. But there are other platforms out there that also have the idea of a semantic model. Databricks has a metric view. There's Snowflake and dbt also have semantic layers. And what we see is that customers always have more than one data platform. I've never seen a customer with just one data platform. Have you?
No, to be honest, no.
Yeah.
Really small customers anyway then.
Maybe really small. And so what we see is that organizations want to use different tools for different jobs. And the semantic layer is always where meaning is made. That's where we define our metrics, our business metrics and measures. And what the semantic bridge does is it allows us to go between these different platforms. So what we've built for our MVP is the ability to go from a Databricks metric view and import that into a tabular semantic model. So you can have a semantic layer defined in either platform and then move between them.
Yeah, so accelerate kind of like that path of moving between those two or multiple environments. So speaking about kind of like in a semantic modeling term, it is bidirectional, many-to-many.
Yes, but in this case, you want those relationships.
Exactly.
And so it goes between different platforms. Like I said, the MVP is Databricks into Tabular, but we expect to expand this to support multi-directional translations and also include additional platforms as we move forward with it.
Really cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited to get that into the next release.
And then the AI assistant.
Yeah, so this one is not mine. This is something that Daniel has showed a couple of times, and we've teased in a few places.
Yeah, I remember FabCon in Vienna.
Yeah,
where he had a few kind of like lightning talks in regards to the AI assistant.
Yeah, and if you missed it, what the AI assistant is it's an LLM, an AI integrated directly into Tabular Editor 3. And so this gives you a very tight integration between that assistant or that agent and things that you would do within Tabular Editor. So this allows the LLM to see the structure of the model very efficiently, and it also integrates with the Tabular Editor UI. So you and I both showed C# scripts in our demos today, and that's a hugely powerful feature of Tabular Editor. But we've also heard from some users that a C# script isn't necessarily the most approachable way to
there's a learning curve for people. Yeah.
But LLMs actually have been trained on C# hugely. They are so good at C#. And one of the relative weaknesses of a lot of the LLMs is actually working with semantic models, with DAX and with M, because those aren't represented as well in the training data. And so by giving the agent a direct access to that C# script, it can then write a script to programmatically alter the model. And that can be for one-off changes where it's editing the model directly, but it can also build a script for you that you can use as a macro or your calendar, for example. It could write that, and then you could have that script available to use in every single model. So it allows you to be very efficient and shift between having the LLM do actions directly or write a script for you to reuse in many different cases in the future.
And Greg, in regards to the LLM, do people have to use something that we provide from Tabular Editor?
No, not at all. So what we've done is we've made a platform. So we've made this AI assistant as a feature, but it will work with any LLM. So you can bring your own LLM. We aren't going to see any of your interactions with it. We don't receive any of that. Just like the rest of the tool, all of your interactions in Tabular Editor are between you and the service that you're using.
So that also enables us, to kind of like use it on-prem, isolated locally, and not depending on a cloud agent or anything like that.
Exactly, yeah, because we're hands-off. We just provide the interface for the LLM, but then you can use any provider. So you could use Copilot, or you could use anything from OpenAI or Anthropic, or one of those locally hosted models. So if you're in a tight security environment and you can't use any of the cloud providers, you can host a model locally, whether on your own local machine for a smaller model, or maybe running in your own data center that you would then connect to, and all of that communication would be completely private.
Very nice.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, yeah. Talking about the AI assistant anyway, then something that is very dear and near to my heart is automation, and also kind of like working with a more programmable interface, so working with the CLI. So what we are working on is actually building a standalone CLI for the Tabular Editor 3. It will by default kind of like be able to do the same thing as the command line interface or the command arguments that we have against the Tabular Editor 2 executable. But then we'll, of course, build upon that, also making it a lot more modern in regards to how you interact with the CLI. So that is something that I'm really, really keen on. It is also a key. The CLI is also a key when you're talking about AI, enabling you to kind of like automate workflows and so on and so forth, because MCPs can really utilize those CLIs for doing stuff.
And is that CLI going to be just exactly what the TE2 one is?
No, it will be. It will cover the exact same thing as the TE2, but moving ahead, we will also look into the possibility of having kind of like a cross-platform support for some of the commands, maybe not all of them, so that enables you to run the CLI on a Ubuntu agent, for example, or on a Mac for that matter.
Yeah, so
that is something that we are looking into. We are still early in the stage, but stay tuned. We hope to tell a little bit more later on.
Yeah,
on
so you're using a Mac, I'm using Linux. We could both run.
We could
CLI.
both run it. Yes,
awesome.
That is the vision. So, and apart from that, what I've been working on recently is actually offering Tabular Editor 3 on the Azure Marketplace. That is something that we kind of like the market has approached us in regards to being able to purchase Tabular Editor licenses, whether or not that is enterprise, business, or desktop. On the Azure Marketplace. So that's something that we are looking into, giving kind of like a new and much more easier platform to scale. And I know a lot of customers use it already for purchasing software licenses.
Yes, they wouldn't even have to set up a new procurement with us directly.
Exactly.
Awesome.
So, and then the last thing is actually also something that I've been working on previously is Power BI embedded. So when you're working with Power BI embedded from a app-owns data or ISV perspective, in order to implement row-level security, you will need to kind of like utilize the custom data function in your semantic model to filter your users based on this custom data function that is actually a part of the connection string. That's not something that we have been supporting in regards to the impersonation logic that is inside Tabular Editor. That will come, so it will enable you to easily and seamlessly test your security using the user data functionality. So that's also coming in the very near future as well. So next up is the last quick poll. So what kind of topics would you like us to talk about in future webinars? Not only we did already touch upon the different types or ways of throwing webinars. So this is more in regards to what the content should be. Do you want us to talk about the UDFs, maybe the BPA, best practice analyzer? It could be into CI/CD
using that CLI you're working
on. Exactly. So on and so forth. So give us your insights and ideas into what you would like us to touch upon in any future webinars that we do.
Yeah, and we'll certainly keep doing these release webinars. We're excited to be doing this one.
Yeah,
we'd like to do more and be able to talk to you in the community. So let us know what would be interesting and helpful for you.
Definitely. So time for questions anyway. So let's quickly, I think we have time for a few questions anyway.
Yeah, we do. And I've got one for you, Pierre.
You got one for me?
Yeah, right here. We've been taking those questions throughout and moderating them. So we've got a few that we'll answer live on stream. And the first one for you, Pierre, is this going to be recorded and available on YouTube?
Yes, it will be. It is recorded. Whether or not it will be available on YouTube, I'm actually not sure whether or not it will be.
So I think we're going to be making it available on demand. So through the same Tabular Editor website where you signed up, you would then be able to have it as an on-demand video.
Yes, exactly. And even though that is in regards to the CLI, I think I might ask you. So the Tabular Editor CLI, can it be used to update functions, for example, in a CI/CD pipeline using the DAX package manager? Well, that's actually great input. It will not be the first in the first version anyway, but what we kind of like aim for is also incorporating things like the best practice analyzer. Also, so it enables you to during your pull requests or during your builds, actually running your best practice analyzer and applying those fixes that you defined. That is something that we aim for.
Awesome. I'll take the next one. There was a question about namespacing with the UDFs showing the period. And the question was, does it only work with the period, or can we set that to a different character? And so there are limitations in UDFs on what the names can include. So you couldn't use any character. It still has to be a valid UDF name. Right now, we only support the period because that's what's been put out there as a best practice and what's currently being used in common community contributions, like the DAX-lib that we saw earlier. Those all use the period as a separator in the namespace convention, but we'd certainly be open to hearing thoughts or input on other separators that might be useful, again, within the constraints of what is a valid UDF name. So certainly for something like that, feel free to go to our GitHub discussions page that we mentioned earlier, and let us know what your use case is and what you'd like to use and why you'd like to use that. We'd certainly love to hear input on these different features.
Definitely. And I actually have another one for you as well, Greg, something that we talked about earlier today before the webinar. So the question is, do you advise to use TMDL now, or is it better to keep using save to folder?
Oh, so TMDL and save to folder are really addressing different concerns. TMDL was made by Microsoft to make something that is easier for a human to read. But what save to folder does is it allows you to have a file per object. And so save to folder is to remove merge conflicts from source control. With TMDL, because many objects still exist in the same file, if you're saving to TMDL, you can still get a merge conflict from two people working on different things. You work on one measure in a table, I work on a completely different measure, but we still might have a merge conflict because they're in the same table and therefore in the same TMDL file. And so there's a conflict. But if we're using save to folder, your measure and my measure are completely different files.
Exactly.
So no matter what you do and no matter what I do, as separate files, they can't conflict because they are separate files.
Yeah, and we actually have the possibility to kind of like even put it more granularly in regards to what is saved and how it's saved, how it's serialized within the folder.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
And I think another good question on that, the same topic of TMDL is their ability to have TMDL scripts run within Tabular Editor 3. So I showed the export, but would we be able to do an import TMDL into Tabular Editor 3?
Yeah.
I think we could.
I think we could.
Yeah.
Actually,
it's not there now.
No, but what you did see in regards to the UDFs was that it was actually TMDL. So that's a good idea.
Yeah. We can save to TMDL right now and open from TMDL. So if you've already got models that are in the TMDL format, Tabular Editor works seamlessly with them. But this sounds more like a UI feature where you'd be able to view TMDL in one of the code screens. It's not something that's there right now, but again, your specific use cases would be really helpful for us. So again, I'd encourage you, go to that GitHub
discussion forum.
Yeah, and let us know exactly what sort of experience you'd like to have with that, what sort of use case you're trying to meet with it. Again, because we can come up with lots of ideas, but what people are actually doing, what you need to do in your modeling workflows is what's going to inform the best features. So it's not just things that we make up and come up with, but it's also your workflows. We want to make sure that the tool is always fitting specific use cases in the real world.
Exactly. Was that it, or do we have time for?
I think we've got time for a couple more.
There was, I don't know whether or not this should be categorized as a question, but so UDFs always live in individual semantic models and need to be copy pasted if we want to share them between models. That does not change with the UDF package manager. And no, you're right.
No,
it doesn't change. So the UDF package manager only works on that specific in the context of the model that you're working on. So that doesn't change. Not at the moment, no.
No, and that's, I mean, we can't make semantic models in the service do things differently than what Microsoft supports. We give you the tool to edit semantic models, but right now, the feature of DAX UDFs as released by Microsoft is that they are a model object. So this is something that lives in a model. That is the design of UDFs. And there's no way right now to have UDFs that live outside of a model or in multiple models, but the same object. So that's part of the reason for the package manager, is to be able to very quickly and easily take the same exact version from a repository like DAX-lib and be able to get the exact version that you want and import that exact version into many models.
Exactly. Yeah.
And toward what you're excited about, the package manager is probably a good thing to think about for the CLI.
Yeah, I actually didn't. It didn't cross my mind before, but there are definitely possibilities within that area, no doubt.
Yeah. So it looks like that's all of the questions that we had moderated in the chat to answer aloud on the stream here. And it looks like we're just about at time.
Yeah. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching, and it will definitely not be the last time that we will do these kind of like release webinars live. And again, if you want to dig a little bit deeper into all the individual changes that were released in the October release, jump to the release notes. There's a link in the chat for that as well, and also read the blog post on it. And once again, I also encourage you to visit our YouTube channel in order to see some of the videos that you've been doing, Greg.
Yeah. And in addition to that, we'd also encourage you go to the GitHub discussion forum that we linked in the chat for you. Again, if you want to continue the conversation, that's the place to talk to us, to hear from us and other members of the development team, and really help us to prioritize and understand what the best and most useful features going forward will be. We look forward to continuing this discussion both in the webinars and in the community.
Yes, exactly. And then until next time, see you.
Thanks very much.